says here that Los Angeles is going to be hit by a what? An earthquake. No, a riot? No. A traffic jam of apocalyptic magnitude. Will you please shut the hell up and let me finish? Sure. Thank you. It's going to be hit by a hurricane. A what now? A hurricane. My God. My God. Whatever shall we do? I know. Let's ask Tiki Tony. Tiki Tony, what do we do? Make hurricanes and wait till the end? I concur. Good evening, you fearless bastards. Welcome to another exciting and terrifying episode of Before the Mask, a show where I drag you into a pit of first-hand nautical storytelling and hit you with every branch of tangent on the way down. Tonight we are celebrating the first hurricane of the century in Southern California. We're going to mark this occasion with none other than the hurricane, a fruity concoction of rum and passion fruit syrup. Makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it. The hurricane is most commonly associated with Patrick O'Brien's in New Orleans. New Orleans, of course, is a locale that has had its fair share of harsh weather. Now, I am certain that the inhabitants of that enchanted and mysterious city are all waiting with bated breath for us to get our hurricane so they can laugh at us and say, "Oh, bless your heart, you call that a hurricane?" It's not even windy. Well, hopefully I can at least do their drink justice. There's more than one way to weather a hurricane, and we'll be exploring them all while I wait for Mother Nature to do her worst. To the Globe Bar for a boozy breeze of a beverage. As you can see, we're a little more crowded than usual. This is my temporarily permanent space. Permanently temporary? Who knows? Whatever. Let's build this bitch. First version we're going to make is the version that you'd get if you were walking down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Perfecto. And there it is, the hurricane. All over all hatch hoods and gun covers. Oh, nectar of the gods. This is delicious. It's very fruity, very sweet. If you don't like sweet drinks, then this one's not for you. But good God, that's good. It's really, really passion fruity, but you still get that full body dark rum. So when you're making this drink, the dark rum you should use should be really full flavored. I'm using Myers. It's my go-to. It's a wonderful dark rum. This would probably do good with Pussers. Pussers would be great. You know, so the National Weather Service this morning put out a emergency statement in the Emergency Broadcast Network. So everybody's phone went beep, everybody's TV stopped, blah, blah, blah. And they said that there is danger to life and property in the following locations. Los Angeles County. Oh, thank God. That narrows it down. For those of you who are unaware, Los Angeles is a county larger than a lot of states on the eastern seaboard. So, wow. I think I'm safe for now. I mean, I do have 8 hours worth of rum. Well, after that, I'm going to have to hunker down and ration the bourbon. But hopefully it doesn't come to that. Cheers. Speaking of hurricanes, let me tell you about my run-in with a Western Pacific cousin of the hurricane, the typhoon. Now, for those of you who have loyally suffered through all the past 41 episodes of Before the Mast, you'll know that I already did a typhoon and hurricane episode back in episodes 8 and 9. But since Hurricane Hillary, what a name, Hurricane Hillary is barreling down my street, I feel it bears repeating. The Navy, a branch that I spent 14 years of my life in, loves typhoons. Why? Because it gives them a chance to put their ships and crews out to sea, even though they weren't scheduled to go. You know, most of their crews are either at home eating dinner with their families or hanging out in some dimly lit bar where the only English spoken by the female population is buy me drink. The Navy does not like their crews ashore. Sailors are meant to be on ships, and ships are meant to be at sea. See? You know, all it takes is some weather guesser in a hidey hole with a Doppler radar to excitedly whisper the word, "Ah! Typhoon!" And every waterfront commander is called and told to get their ship underway. This, of course, unleashes a chain of events that ends with very disgruntled spouses yelling at their sailors as they leave, "Yeah, don't worry, we'll celebrate that anniversary next year." And those sailors coming back to the ship looking like they just got a verbal lashing from ComNav Wife Pack. Or drunken sailors who are miffed that they missed their chance with the buy me drink girl. In reality, 98% of those guys didn't stand a chance with the buy me drink girls. They would have run out of money long before that girl thought that that guy was worth even talking to. The other 2%, well, they lucked out of a bad case of crabs and cankers. And usually once you're out there on the briny deep, it turns out there was no typhoon at all. But will they take you home? In a word, no. Hell no. They'll use this opportunity to train for the next week, after which time they were supposed to be underway anyway, and you're already out there. So how lucky is that? But every once in a while there is a typhoon to avoid. You know, my second ship, USS Gary, loved avoiding typhoons. We avoided them by trying to find the eye of the storm. Of course, you had to go through this storm to find that calm spot, and the USS Gary, well, it got tossed around like a cork in a bathtub with two toddlers who've been told not to splash repeatedly. Still, sailors would make the most of this. Some sailors would go to their rack because they were seasick. Amateurs. But the rest of us would take turns seeing if we could touch the deck while we were standing, or walk on the bulkheads. Or my personal fave, seeing how high you could jump while the ship was riding down the back of a wave. I once had an embarrassing encounter in this endeavor. Well, a couple of us intrepid seamen went up to the bosun locker, which on the USS Gary was a tall space, where the overhead was about 18 feet tall. You'd wait for the ship to crest the wave and you'd crouch, and then as soon as the ship started plummeting down the other side of the wave, you'd jump. Now, the ship going down the wave as you jumped up would essentially put you up in the overhead with pipes. Essentially, you'd be jumping like a superhuman, 18 feet high. Then you just wait for the ship to crest up the next wave, and then you hop down, and the ship coming up to meet you would be as though you were only hopping down like 3 feet. It did take a little crazy, and the faith of a child. Well, it was my turn. The ship rode up the wave. I crouched. And as the ship plummeted, I jumped, grabbing onto a fire main in the overhead. Now it was just time for me to wait until the ship rode up the next wave so I could jump down. Only it didn't. See, unbeknownst to me, up in the pilot house, they decided to change course to get a smoother ride. And I was just left there, dangling. My shipmates were laughing. You know, I hadn't been left dangling like that since that one time on my first ship where I got tied up and hung from a block and tackle in the line locker. That's a story for a different episode. Yeah. My friends had to go get a ladder to get me down. That's where I once again learned the hard lesson that nothing you plan will ever go the way you want. Then, of course, you have torrential rain. You would think that on a ship, water on the deck would be something you just resign yourself to. Kind of like I'm planning for this hurricane and there isn't even a flea fart of a breeze out there. So there I was, On the boat deck, sweeping water off the ship as Mother Nature gave a remarkable display of incontinence on my head, when this officer walks up and tells me, "You better make sure that all the standing water is gone." You know, only in the Navy would you be told to go sweep the water off the deck in the pouring rain. I've sailed on a couple different civilian ships. I've never had to do that. Huh. There is no higher exercise in futility. But this does build character. It teaches you that even if it's pointless, you do it anyway, because we live in a society. And doing these things is the dues of being a member of that society. At least that's what I tell myself. It's time for the next one. Whew. Easy, Skipper. Now where was I? I'm gonna be drunk as fuck if this shit goes south. Three. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Probably good enough. And there it is, Hurricane Mark III. Cheers. That is a totally different flavor. It's sweeter than the last one, not as sweet as the first one, but just as fruity. You get more of the pineapple on this one. That Myers really powers through everything. I love it. If you like the taste of good old blackstrap rum, Myers is the rum to do it with. Ugh. It's good as fuck. Fuck, it's good. Cheers. Time for a weather check. Still raining. That is all. Funny thing about LA, nobody ever expects it to rain. Therefore, when it rains, people do crazy shit. There's always some poor soggy bastard who gets stuck in the LA River and has to be lifted out by air, or some other soggy bastard has to be a good Samaritan and come and get them out. To be fair, the Los Angeles River is just a concrete ditch 99% of the time. But when it starts raining, it's a torrent of doom. So far, it looks like I will not be floating away. That is good. I mean, that's really good. Hurricanes, the drinks are not to be taken lightly, but I'll take them however they come. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've waited here for something bad to happen, and all that's really happened is I've gotten pretty loaded. Although during the filming of this episode, I did receive a warning from whoever saying that there was an earthquake detected and I needed to hunker down and stop, drop, and hold on. Thanks to the rum, I'm already ahead of the game. You're behind the power curve, United States Gynecological Survey. I think you mean geological. Whatever. Well, assholes, thanks for hanging out with me while I waited for impending doom that didn't really come. Until next time, cheers, dicks.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, way hey and up she rises, early in the morning. Putting in the longboat until he's sober.
I didn't even get to hurricane number 4 yet. Make hurricanes and wait till the end? Oh, my back. Whoopsies. Or my favorite. Rum in the lungs. My tongue. It feels wide and furry. Good help is so hard to find. You ask somebody to get you ice. They act like this is rocket science. There's a hurricane out there. Not even a fucking flea fart. Well, after that, I'm going to have to hunker down and tighten my belt and ration the... Well, after that, I'm going Now, for those of you who have loyally... Ice. Don't worry, folks. All my liquor is on the second floor. I'm prepared. I'm also drunk. Yeah, I'm wearing flip flops. I'm inside. Fuck you.